Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the comic collector geek, and I'm joined with my friend Stepo or Collecto Six or Steve.
Hi, everybody.
So yeah, we're just hanging out. I had a long day. Uh, Today was one of those painful like work days, so I figured, hey, I wanted to balance it out with just talking about comics. Stephen has been getting some amazing books. I'm almost actually nervous for you to show them in a way
Yeah,
because it
I'm
might
starting to shoot
ruin your
myself in the
system.
foot, right?
Yeah, it might ruin your whole system.
It might shoot me in the foot.
Well, only buy the ones that he's going to show. Don't buy any
Yeah,
related books.
anything that I have that I show you, go for it. If
Go
it's
for
something I don't have, leave it alone.
it. So hey, K Munin. Uh,
You ask good, Kane
you,
Union, you ask good questions.
you
I
always
always
ask
like when
great
you ask
questions.
for that. You're on the ball, and I like that. It's some questions do tend to get a little bit random.
Yeah. So hi, Kenneth.
Ken,
Um, so as I said, I'm a bit nervous for you to show your books because it might tip people off on potential good books to pick up. So yeah,
well,
so oh,
what do you want me to do?
no, show them, show them. But, hey, I'm gonna
Oh,
show
so
some cool
this
books
will
too.
be a problem for you. Go ahead and show them. Thank you. This is
Well,
my good friend Alan.
it's not a problem for me. It's only you.
Hey,
Hey,
first
Ozzy.
things first, man.
So what we're going to do is the theme of today is going to be mostly Matt Baker. I'm going to show a bit of Alex Schomburg Golden Age books as well, but it's mostly Matt Baker. So we're going to try to keep it in that theme of mostly Matt Baker. Actually, I just thought of a whole bunch of books that I have that are Matt Baker that I could have brought, but I didn't.
Well,
But
the evening is young. The evening is
yeah,
if they're
I
close.
have like 4 boxes filled with various things I can pull from. Um, so who wants to go first? Do you want to go first and show
Well,
some
you're the
books?
boss. You lead off.
Okay, I'll lead off. I'll show one full series of Matt Baker's that he did. So Matt Baker, it's one of those weird ones where a lot of his books went unsigned. Like if you look at Alex Schomburg, he signed every cover, you know, and it's pretty
Most
obvious.
every there are some that he didn't, but he that
Yeah,
are his.
pretty
I have
much.
a cap. I have a Captain Easy. I know that was his that he didn't sign.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I think I've got an alley oop that he didn't sign, but I know for a fact it's him. So
I think he
I,
did all the alley oops
the
actually.
vast majority of the ones he did
Yeah.
sign either Schomburg or Zila, usually just Schomburg in a box. And he signed his work. He did want to sign his work.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt Baker has a few books that were signed though. And I'm gonna show a series which at the first when I saw it, I was like, oh, he signed his name on it. That's really
Canteen
cool.
Kate.
Yeah.
Canteen
So
Kate.
yep, it's gonna be Canteen Kate. So I'm gonna make me big. Sorry, bye bye.
Help! Help!
I got rid of you. Sorry.
I'm off stage.
Yeah, you're off stage. I'm gonna show the Canteen Kates. So this is Canteen Kate #1. And you can see like it's signed. Where is it signed? Right here, Matt Baker. And just a really great series. It's only 3 issues, but
Alan,
what?
that tag on the top of the book,
Oh, I
that
love it.
looks like
Don't you like
Harley.
that?
That looks like Harley Yee to me. Did
It
you get
is
that
Harley
from
Yee.
Harley?
I bought this from Harley Yee.
I can't tell you how many of those I have. Back in the 90s, I bought a slew of stuff from Harley. Not so much lately, but I recognize the scrawl.
Hey, Comic Mag Musing. So yeah,
MCM.
MCM. Wait, CMM. Yeah, CMM. Matt Baker, really great book. This one, when I first got this, I thought, oh, this is the first appearance of Canteen Kate, but it isn't. Canteen Kate actually made her first appearance in Fighting Marines #2, which I have, but I'm going to show her second appearance, which is Fighting Marines #3. And this is also a Matt Baker cover. So you got Canteen Kate right there.
Is that a Saint John?
I think so. Yeah, Saint John Publications. So Saint John Publications is really where Matt Baker ended up making his home. He did so many books for them. So yeah, so this is nice Canteen Kate. I don't know if Matt Baker did the whole cover. I think it might be just this one portion. I'm not sure on that, because some of the covers with Canteen Kate from Fighting Marines were not his cover. But I'm not sure. It says Matt Baker cover, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And then we got, so that was Canteen Kate #1 and the second appearance of Canteen Kate. Now this is the issue #2 from the series, Canteen Kate #2. I actually like this. Something about this, even though like most people don't like these kind of full headshot kind of covers, I actually like this cover. It kind of reminds me of my grandmother. I know it sounds weird. This is what my grandmother looked like during the war. So it kind of reminds me of my grandmother, which is very odd. So maybe Matt Baker liked my grandmother or something. But this is what my grandmother looked like. She had kind of more red hair though. So yeah, Canteen Kate #2. And then the finale of the series was Canteen Kate #3. And actually this is my favorite of the 3 covers. I just like it. I think it's just a really great scene. So this is Canteen Kate #3. What does it say? Used in Pop. Wow, this one was mentioned in Parade of Pleasure as well. So that's cool. So that's the 3. And she's going to the showers. Very suggestive.
With the kid.
With the little boy. You know, that's what you do. So, I don't know. One sec here. I gotta change. There we go. Brought you back. Okay, so yeah, so it's yeah, those are my.
Is that why Pop had it, was because it showed Canteen Kate taking a little kid into the showers with her?
I don't know why it was mentioned. Probably
I just thought it was awfully friendly of her, just being friendly.
Yeah, I think probably the reason would be the fact that it is suggestive, that she's going to the showers.
Can't have that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a bit of a stick in the mud. Wagner. Okay, so yeah, Parade of Pleasure. You got to read it. It's it's a hoot. It's like I just thought it was funny. He was counting all the questionable stuff in movies. I thought that was fun. So yeah.
It's a long job.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Captain Comics. Wow, it's been a while. So yeah.
Which one of us is the mermaid?
I don't know about that one.
Hi, Epoch.
And hi, Epoch. So yeah. So yeah, so those are my first few Matt Bakers that I'm going to show. I got a ton more. So we got a lot to show in this video. So it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. We'll just hang out, show Matt Bakers. So yeah, I'll make you big now.
Okay.
And you can show your books.
All right, I'll show some. Well, the first one I like to show is this Crime Reporter.
Oh yeah, I was debating about bringing my copy, but I knew you had yours. So
the thing I like, everything about this cover is really classic Baker art. He's got the guy shooting at the girl. He's got the gal that's trying to get away, scantily clad. She's in lingerie, when just thrown a jacket over. And this one is really fun too because it's a black cover, which makes it rather difficult to get nice copies because that black spines just show everything like neon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is a particularly nice one that I got this a long time ago. Hi, Joe. How are you? How's school? The other thing about it too is, of course, the frail and danger scenario, the trope, but his leg show and his attention to detail with lingerie and shoes, especially the hair and things like that, which are all very nice. And always the villains always look kind of goofbally kind of guys.
Bit, yeah.
They were somewhat came and did the same thing. The girls were. It was obvious that they spent a lot of time on the
On
female,
the girls.
but then they say we got to have a villain in there. Okay, well I'll just flesh him out a little bit, and that'll be fine. You put sunglasses on this guy to sit to be inside, but he finished it okay. But it's obvious that the thrust of Baker was always the frail, always the girl,
Yeah.
and which is what makes it so good.
There's a couple things with this, and I want to have a little bit of discussion about this particular book, because I think she's getting shot in the hand.
I think she's shot in the hand as well. He
Okay,
missed her neck
so
and
we
it
agree
went
on
through her
that.
hand because the red lines that it's
So
hard to
can you
tell
move
what
the book really close to the camera so that they can see it? I'm not sure if they can. If you can maybe angle it, I don't know. Angle it the other way. I don't know. It's hard to see. It's a so there's okay. Maybe there. Yeah,
there
right
it
there.
is.
Okay, so there's a line. I'm not sure if you guys can see it that are watching that goes from the gun. It looks like somebody drew like with pen like across the cover. And when I first got my copy, I thought, oh my goodness, somebody drew across my cover. But it's a gunshot.
And it's
And
going right through her fingers, not going through the palm of her hand. It's going through her fingers.
yeah,
But it's not going through her neck because there would have been a much different, I think, aspect. But you can see that red line tracing
especially by
right.
the door, it's really
Yeah,
obvious. Yeah.
it's heading up to the top staple is basically where it goes.
Hmm. And
Later on in the forensics, they had to go to the staple to dig the slug out.
exactly. Yeah. So there's usually a bonus bullet in the staple.
Always good. Always good.
So yeah.
So that's that one.
Oh, wait a sec. Is there additional source of light for Steppo? He seems to be in a dark room. So yeah, you need more lighting. Maybe a bit better. Bit better.
Well, I look like.
Steven's
Well, here,
in the
let me try it
witness
again.
protection program again. So
I think that I've got plenty of light on me. It's just with these Mylars, it just sort of I was trying to make the book show a little bit better, but I think maybe that more light does help.
yeah, it's a little hard to see it. Like it's
But
very
it's a fine line. Even if you're looking at it in person, it's not
mhm,
exactly glaring. It's not yellow. It's red and black. So,
mhm.
but anyway, there it is.
It's a great book. Great book.
I hope that I'm illuminated enough. I would like to illuminate all of you. All right.
Are either of you going to the show, the Texan #8?
I do not have that book.
I do not have that book
Texan 8,
either.
the Texan books that were done by Matt Baker are great deals because I don't think people even realize that those were done by Matt Baker. I don't have any Texans. My problem is I'm trying to put together Baker's and the Texan westerns generally, unless there's a good looking girl on the cover. I generally don't go chasing after just regular guys by Baker.
Yeah, those Texan ones, I've been trying to pick them up as well, but they're actually hard to find. They're not like ones that you can get them cheaply if you can find them, but they're not easy to find.
I've seen several of, I mean, I pretty much, and it's usually the same one that I keep seeing. I can't tell you what number it is, but
Mhm.
I've seen it several times where they are. If you like Matt Baker's art, and I mean, if you wanted to buy Matt Baker's stuff, the Texan is a good place to go because it's not going
Mhm.
to kill you like for a lot of the other ones that he does kill you or that
Well,
people are
so
chasing.
there was I should reiterate what I said because I did find a few Texans, but then the person knows that it's a Matt Baker and they jack the price up.
Oh, geez.
So that's what happens. So if it's under the rate, like when it's under the radar and people don't realize what it is, then it's fairly affordable. If not, then it's a pricey book.
Fair enough.
Um, so yeah, do you have any others you want to show?
Well, yeah, I've got several.
Yeah,
I'll,
here,
I'll
show.
show you another
Keep
one, and then
show a few more, and then we'll keep on switching back and
I'll
forth.
show another one. You've got more books than I do, so I will show one, and then I'll just pace myself a little bit.
Okay. Oh, I love that one. That's what I'm looking for. Like ever since you showed me that one, I really liked it. Flying Jenny. I think it's such a quirky character and just You know, it kind of reminds me of the Flying Nun a bit. I don't know why. It's like kind of the
Flying
same.
Nun?
You know, I'm talking about the Flying
Of
Nun. You know,
course. Sister
yeah,
Betrayal.
yeah. I see it as like Flying Jenny, so Flying Nun, sort of same idea. I don't know.
Well, the thing is with this one, of course, it's a beautiful, beautiful female image by him for the large portion of the cover. A lot of times, the frail is in a smaller compartment in the cover. When he has the woman, you know, a lot more into the cover, this one is
Hey,
sort of
Alex. It looks like Cayman, but Cayman and Matt Baker's art are very similar. This is definitely a Matt Baker, though.
Padawan. If you look at her hair and if you look at her eyes in
Yeah,
particular, I think that you can, their physiognomy is pretty much the same, but through the eyes and the hair, especially, there's no doubt that this one's a Baker.
yeah. Baker, that's usually the big telltale sign that it's a Baker is the more dynamic hair. Is the way I always see it.
Well, I look at myself and I see dynamic hair too. But anyway, but this particular,
Yeah, it looks like his jungle work. Yeah.
well, his in the time frame, this is 1947, which is the high water mark really for Good Girl. 1947, all of 19 at the
47,
very end,
48, 49, really, those 3 years.
40, the very end of 46, going into 47, all the way through 47, and midway through 48, you're all right. Past that, by then things really get word balloony, and by the end of by going into 49, it's really hit and miss. But again, a lot more. I don't know what was going on with the writers. They thought that they were like Charles Dickens and they were getting paid by the word or something. But but Flying Jenny, there's a fella. I have a circle star of Crimes by Women by A.C. Hollingsworth. The yellow cover with the red dress and the blonde is a fantastic
great one.
cover.
Yep.
And that's a circle star. It's not a pedigree, but it is what it is. It's a circle star. And there's a guy that has a Flying Jenny that I think is higher grade than this one. That was a circle star that he showed me. He said it's the only other. There was only a few of these that have shown up. The books that circle stars had are really nice. This particular book, though, always haunted me. And I will say again, and this is something that is I keep telling Alan, and I've been mentioning in my posts on Instagram, is that I have never seen the amount.
Yeah, just
I agree. I understand what you're saying. That's a very good point.
I would say so too. Yeah.
The thing about it is that the targets that are the targets of opportunity, and the number of books that are coming up in pre-code horror, in super grails. I mean the big grails, and then also in Good Girl and various. I don't know what it is that's coming off of the insecurity, coming off of the COVID blip for prices, where the market took a correction. But what's happening is that all of these, an enormous amount of material seems to be really showing
obscure material, really obscure stuff is coming up.
Obscure stuff I've never seen, and I was even in the 90s when things were really rocking and rolling.
Where can we buy your excess inventory, Alan? Do you sell it on eBay like Alex Comic Hoarder? No, I don't. I'm actually a collector. I'm not a seller. I don't sell my books. But if I have any dollar bin books, I will sell them for $1,000 each. So you stay tuned for that.
But all I was trying to say is that I have since the 90s, when things were a lot more available, particularly with Timely, even Fox books were not all that readily available back in the 90s, going into the knots 2000s. But I do think that for whatever reason, stuff, either people have died and their collections have come out, or people are selling off because they're trying to get their money out, or what I think is that they have nice books that they are selling so they can go after nicer books that are also still a little bit lower price now, so that they can basically consolidate, or take some of those and then move to something else.
I'm not so sure about that last one. I used to think that. I used to think that that's what it was. That it was people just, because I had a few deals that came to me where I picked up some pretty cool books where it was say they sold 3 or 4 semi cool books for so that they could buy a big book. But now what I'm seeing is a flood of stuff where I don't think that's the case. I think it's people selling off a collection or some relative has died, and you're just seeing
Well,
these
there must have been a
massive
lot of
collections.
people. There's got to be a lot of people dying for the volume of this
Mhm.
is, and it's been months. This has been months of this, and I noticed it about I don't know about 5 or 6 months ago. I was having, sort of like when you're buying books, you're having too much luck, and I'm
Mhm.
saying I'm having too much luck. But then it kept going,
This
and
kept
it
happening. Yeah,
continues
it's
to
been like
go.
that for me for a while now. Just to answer Alex, PCH is not my thing. I I don't like paranormal or evil type of books. I just find it uh, and uh, cash in all the PCH. Yeah, you actually have like some of the most iconic.
Yeah, you got a big set of them. You got
Yeah, I got the
very, very
Venus and
frugally. I'm ready, by the way, for you to be frugal with me
yeah. If
with
you want to get
those,
rid of those books, just
Alex.
send them my way.
It's strange that when I talk about that, then all of a sudden things
Hi,
get so
Biggie.
quiet. Hi, Biggie.
Um, yeah, I mean, this is like one of those things where, yeah, I've spent a lot on my PC as well.
Absolutely. So have I.
And not intentionally. Actually, I keep on saying, oh, there's nothing I really want to get. Only if this book comes on the market will I spend some money. And then the book comes on the market. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, I have to. The Nirvana that you got is beyond. That is beyond
Hey,
historic.
Tressa.
Hi,
Yeah.
Lady Pop.
Hey, Lady Pop Hunter. Um, so yeah, yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird how certain books are coming onto the market right now.
But that, but
Um,
but that book right there, that one, that is like one in a million. I mean, and if you didn't buy that when you had the chance to buy it, forget
oh,
it. You're
which
not going to ever see it again.
which one was that?
Nelvana.
Oh, Nirvana. Yeah, that was yeah, that's spoiler. That's a big
You
book.
already showed it on Instagram, didn't
I
you?
showed it on Instagram, but I didn't talk about it on YouTube.
Oh,
So I'm
okay. So
getting a
people
really
don't make the
big,
connection.
yeah, they won't make a connection.
I
Don't,
see. I see. Okay.
yeah. There's a really big book that I'm getting, and that's coming in the mail.
Which
Probably
shall remain nameless, at least for now.
that you just named.
Part
But
of
yeah,
my charm.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But that's why people should follow me on Instagram.
They
Follow
should.
both of us on Instagram because we both have cool Instagram accounts.
I agree.
One sec. Hi, is it Zars? I'm gonna say Zars. Um, and wait, what does Alex say here? I'm terrible at keeping up with comments, by the way. Media typically don't sell on eBay. Okay. Oh, he's responding to somebody else. Yeah. And oh yeah. Communions just saying hi to people. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up quickly. Okay. So far, it looks like it's just everyone saying, "Oh, more fun." 73. No, no. The big book, just since it's already been spoiled, um, is I'm getting Triumph #1, which is the first appearance of Nirvana and
Nelvana. It's your country's
Nirvana.
star. Nelvana. Come
I
on.
don't say Nirvana. Wouldn't it be
Nirvana.
Nirvana? Nirvana?
Nelvana.
Nirvana. I think it's Nirvana.
She they saved the Eskimos from all the evil white people. And by the way, I bought the compendium of it. I've been reading it, and there's nothing but white people. There's nothing but bad cats.
Yeah, white
We're
people
all
are
bad
evil.
cats, and they got it. And she calls her brother down from the stars, and he turns into a wolf. And she calls her godfather, and they put the whang on all these guys,
Yeah. So
and
basically, yeah, for people that are not familiar, Nelvana or Nirvana, whatever you want to call her, um, is a
what's
Canadian.
in a name anyway, right?
Yeah, she was from 1941. She's a female superhero. Actually came out before Wonder Woman. So making her like pretty early female superhero.
Just a hair after Miss Fury, who has I think
The
has
title
is
of
the
being the
best.
first costumed hero.
Mhm.
Um, so she's, you know, an iconic Canadian character. Now, her book, Triumph #1, Triumph Adventures Comics #1, actually is the full title, is ultra rare. I've heard as many 6 copies known to exist. There's only 1 or 2 on the census. You know, it's one of those ones where it's just insanely rare. And I just happened to pick it up. So
And being a Canadian, and she had a stamp made out of her up in Canada.
yep,
The
stamps
the
made
the,
book.
his,
Yeah.
the history that she has, but it's all about Eskimos and the indigenous people. And
Hmm.
Canada is running into all this stuff like we did with the Indians, Native Americans, where that they were pushed out, and it's evil, and then I won't say reparations, but they have land of their own. Same thing
Hmm.
happens up in Alaska for
Hmm.
the Tlinkits, and some of the other Indian tribes that are up there, that they basically have land that's carved out for them, and good land too, very good stuff. But yeah,
Okay, one sec here. Let me catch up with the questions here. Hi, nostalgic pod blast. And the next one is this. I've always been looking for More Fun 31. First
Action
Action
One ad the
1
month
ad.
before.
Oh yes, you mentioned that one to me before, Bradford.
I
Um,
don't. I've never seen a copy, and I do not own one.
it's on my want list too, but because you mentioned it, I thought, hey, that's really cool. But I have never found it or seen it. To tell you the truth, I've never even saw it on auction. If I ever see it on auction, I'll I'll tell you. But yeah, I haven't even seen it ever offered. So it's like a lot of those more fun comics are insanely rare.
I just don't think people kept them, and I think that
Mhm.
they printed a bunch. I mean, all the books in the golden age, I think that they were going. More Fun went a long time, and if
Yeah,
it wasn't selling, there wouldn't. But I just don't. The survival rate of certain books and
really
certain
low.
titles is really random.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's 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 very strange.
Okay, wait. I always love seeing Rudy in the background of Steppo's place. He's
Oh
got a
yeah,
yeah. That's the pinball machine, right? Or is that?
yeah.
Oh, are you gonna make it make sound? Yeah, so really cool pinball machines. I always wanted like a little games room like that where you have like a whole bunch of pinball machines. I always thought that'd be fun. Yeah. Now Steven's gonna go play pinball for the next little while.
No, no, no. I won't do that.
But it's a pretty cool machine. And that's an original. And was it refurbished or what's the
No,
situation with it?
the actually the machines. This one here is I bought this one new, Bride of Pinbot.
Hmm.
Pinbot's one that was previous to this one, and this is his bride. And he pops up, and she starts to talk, and it's a real problem. And but they have the regular version, and then they have the adult version.
Oh wow, I'd like the adult version.
Well, it's because she starts to singing, and the way it goes.
That's cool though.
Rudy, Rudy
Yeah,
the
sorry for
clown,
the squirrel.
Rudy the puppet follows you around. His eyes follow the ball around,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
he hurls curses at you as you're playing. Hey, ow! Uh, and you hit him in the mouth, and then what happens is when you go into multi-ball with that, what happens is you go around and you set the thing up, and then there's a clock where the amusement park's going to close. So then
Oh,
the
okay.
amusement park closes, and then Chucky closes his eyes and he starts to snore, and his mouth's open. So to go into multi-ball, the ball goes around, and there's a flipper up in the top left. You hit it, and it goes into his mouth, and he goes boo boo boo, and then he barfs the ball out. You go into multi-ball, and he starts screaming. It's really a lot of fun.
sounds sounds a bit crazy. Um, Alex says we should do all pulp showcase sometime. That might be interesting. I have a bunch of pulps too. I have like a big collection of pulps.
I have only a very few pulps. At one time I bought about a couple dozen of the
Mhm.
Rockford pedigree
Pulp.
pulps,
But
and
you do
they
have that weird tails, right? So that's a major one.
well, I have only a few,
I
but
mean, that's a big one. That's the big one that I can think of. Like the Brundage, right?
yeah, I have three pulps, and they are all Brundages.
Yeah, so these
The
are all big. I'm gonna make you big so you can show them because these are major books. These are like big pulps. Most pulps are cheap, but these ones are not. So we got this is a nice Brundage cover.
Now it's an interesting thing where there's a witch behind her that looks the same. So she is the witch, but she isn't the witch, and the bats are coming out. There's bats seem to be a recurring theme with Brundage, and she
Yeah, usually they're
really
falling apart.
did. Yeah, lots of the pulps are falling apart. I
But
mean, they just were not
they
made
just
to.
they weren't designed to last.
This one here,
Oh, that's really nice.
and
It looks
she's
like
looking.
her clothes are see-through. Is that right?
She is somewhat gossamer in her apparel. She's quite thin and lovely. And there's
That's
a little
very nice.
kitty cat down below.
I see the little kitty cat. I like the little kitty cat.
And the tombstone says Christina Freebirch, born, don't know, died 1692. And her eyes are kind of lit up because I think that she is the Freeburg, and she is looking at her grave.
Hi, collecting casually.
And this is the good one.
That's the one that everyone knows. That's like the most, probably I would say the most iconic pulp comic of all, pulp magazine of all time.
I got this one from Dave Alexander 3 years ago, I think, and right around the time of my birthday, which is now, and he had mercy on me because this book had turned over, and it started its big climb, and the prices were getting out of hand. But he cut me he was very, very nice. He says, well, for your birthday present, I'll sell it to you for whatever the price was. I think it was like $1,300 or something like that. Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Actually, it was your birthday yesterday, right?
It was the 19th.
19th. Oh, 2 days ago. Wow, time flies. I knew. Yeah, I knew it was the 19th. I thought today was the 20th, so I didn't know what day it was today.
And as you get, it's surprising, sometimes when I show my books, people say, how do you get them? Where did you get them and how did you get them? And the way I got them was the same way everybody else did, just one at a time. One at a time over a period of time. And the one thing that I did, that I made a commitment to myself, is just to not sell. Yeah, the first Buck Rogers is cool, and
that's
that
another
Alex
major
has
one.
that.
Alex
Alex
has
got
it.
that on a fantastic $45. He really hit a home run with that one.
That was huge.
This is why I will never have one like that, because through sloth and indifference, I buy through the internet and in my comic shop and various claim sales. Whereas he'll go out like Joe does for Black Box, Silver, and Bronze, and they go hunting. They go in the stores and they spend the time and lunch money. Mike goes out and he finds these books and he comes across them, and I don't know what these Golden Age books are. Alan, maybe you can help me out. Yeah, I can help you out. But I did that for a long time, and I'm too old a bunny to do that anymore. And frankly,
I just don't have the access.
Well, out here we don't either. Back in Massachusetts, they've got yard sales and all those kinds of sales just all over the place. The population out here, it's not the same. Plus, Portland, Portland has been run very poorly, and we've got crime and homeless till hell won't have it anymore. So
Hmm.
even if it was something that was going to happen, it sure as hell wouldn't be happening. I'll give you one illustration, and I won't talk about this stuff. But
Hmm.
the Rose Festival always used to go across from the east side, from the Coliseum, Memorial Coliseum, Veterans Memorial Coliseum, over to across the Broadway Bridge, and then go up 6th and then come down 7th, which is Broadway, and then head up Oak or Stark or Oak and go up. And it used to walk, the parade would go right in front of my family's hotel, the Imperial Hotel.
Hmm.
Now they don't even come across the river because there's so much homeless crap, and they
Hmm.
say they don't have any money for the police to help try to keep keep
Yeah.
the criminals
Well,
off
I
the
know
stoop.
Portland's a bit of a mess.
It's I
So
think that is probably the understatement of the century.
I'm trying to be
So
nice.
anyway, if even if we were having those sorts of things, we wouldn't be. We have
Hmm.
3 or 4 very, very nice comic book stores here, but we really don't have that same kind of a
Well, and
system.
it seems like the East Coast, like of the U.S., has like all the flea markets. Like there seems to be like almost like a New England kind of thing going on.
Well,
Kane Newton says, by the way, collectors don't often sell things because we all know that the odds will never be able to replace it. In some
that is
cases,
my
we'll never see
mantra.
it again.
That is
Yeah,
my mantra.
that's the way I feel about a lot of my books. Whenever I have to give up a book, I get very antsy about it because I feel like it's like giving up a child that I'll never see again.
Well,
Um,
of course, sometimes that's not a bad thing.
yeah, I should move back to Toronto. Every so often, I feel like going back and just going to all the shops there. There's so many things in Toronto.
Since I just stuck my hand into the box, I thought I would just show a couple other things that live together with it.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Yeah,
first Black Adam.
yeah. The first cover actually for Black Adam. Yeah, I mean it's the thing with this one. It's one of those ones where it's kind of it's a like I have the same book. I have it in my collection too. It's one of those ones where it's not official, right? It's not
There
as
was a big stink. There was a big stink on Instagram. Some guy absolutely came unraveled about it and was all bent out of shape about it and everything. And everyone's going, dude, if you don't believe it and you don't want it, then don't have
don't.
it. Don't want it. But
Mhm.
don't come unraveled. Here's a one thing that Captain Marvel and Fawcett did was their marketing and advertising budget was quite extensive, and they had, if you've ever looked for a lot of stuff, I mean, you've gone into these antique stores and stuff, you always will find Captain Marvel gliders and various things that Captain Marvel had. In addition to the comic books, which they were extremely popular. One of the things that I found that I thought was really interesting were they had a they have a tattoo.
Wait, I'll make you big again.
They have a tattoo set,
That's really cool. I've
and
never seen that one.
they priced all of these things at the same 10-cent price and would sell them in close proximity to where the books were.
Okay. And I like the little what's the name of the rabbit? Captain
Hoppy,
what?
Hoppy the rabbit,
Floppy the rabbit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hoppy, H with an H,
Hoppy. Yeah, Hoppy. Floppy, Hoppy. Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Soppy, Gloppy.
Yeah, I'll just keep on saying random words until I get the right one.
Uh, a friend of mine gave this to me, and it was just
Wait,
something.
by the way, somebody just quickly asked you a question. Have you ever tried the Frankenstein comic
I
swap?
have heard of the Frankenstein swap meet, and a lot of guys I know actually go to Frankenstein, and they enjoy it. They have a good time with it. I haven't done it. I know the guys from Cosmic Monkey that run it, and they're good guys. I used to buy a lot of books from them when I was still
Hmm.
buying new books. I dedicated my purchasing not so much for new stuff anymore because it kind of lost me, frankly. And since money isn't exactly, you can have all the money in the world you have, but I do tend to go more towards older books, more gold and atomic and pre-code.
Hmm.
I built silver and I built bronze to a certain degree, but for the lion's share, it's silver was the when I grew up, and that's where the majority of my collection is silver. But
Hmm.
I don't really show an awful lot of the silver because on account of people are always looking for the golden age, and that's really where I'm spending most of the silver age. I got all the silver age I want. I've had it for years, but at the same time with golden age, it's more so a matter of being able to show what you find. But here is something that is a piece of original art.
So the next
That
Frankenstein is in October, just so you know. Okay, show the
fair
original
enough.
art.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Ray Krenkle was another one of these artists, I think, that was with Quality Comics, I think. And here is a study, a nude study he did that a friend of mine found and gave it to me as a present.
Oh,
Ray
wow.
Krenkle.
That's cool.
Just
So what comics did he do? Like what?
I honestly don't. I knew at one point, but I don't. It must not be where I collect because I can't say, oh, Krenkle. Well, that's blah blah blah. I can't really do that.
I'm not super familiar. I've heard the name before, but I don't know.
Ray Krenkle.
Yeah.
And then these packs, multi-packs, some guy, I don't know if it was at a con or something like that, had opened up these multi-packs, and then he to get the books out, and then he was going to throw away evidently the packaging, the wrappers for them.
Yeah.
And my buddy says, well, look, hey, I'll don't throw them away. I'll take them, I'll give you $5 or whatever it is. So he just gave these to me, but I think it's kind of fun. I don't know how old.
They're cool. So what would be inside the little mini books or?
No, regular comics. You'd get two comics.
That's like the top of the bag. Your pinball.
Play me.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's
what we got. They call that the attract music.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. So yeah, so those are the tops of the poly bags.
Those are the tops of the poly bags, and actually you can see the Archie's pretty old because it has a metal grommet, so that it actually would have hung on a hook in a store, and the other one has a reinforcement thing up on top as well. So they hung from a hook.
And 89 cents for 3 comics. That's really great.
3 comics for 74 cents, and then $3 3 comics for 89 cents.
Yeah, not bad.
1975 for the Archies. I would assume that's about the same for these are from 1975. So what? 75 is 25 is 45 years.
Stephen doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he does have an Instagram, and he puts out pretty good content on his Instagram account.
Thank you, Alan. So do you.
You can check him out on Instagram. It's just Collecto6 is his Instagram channel. And you can also check me out on Instagram. I put out some good stuff too. So you can check me out on Instagram. Okay, wait, I'm gonna make you small, or we're gonna go back to split
it's your
again.
turn. You have to show something.
I'm gonna show some more Matt Bakers. I'm gonna keep it back to Matt Baker. That was the focus. We kind of went off topic there a bit, but we're gonna go back to Matt Baker. I'm gonna show some cool Matt Bakers. Okay, so we were talking about Phantom Ladies 17, but here's another Matt Baker. This is 16. It's another great Matt Baker cover. You got the only thing is like it's not a Phantom Lady cover, even though it's a Phantom Lady book. You got only Phantom Lady is like really tiny. But I still think
they missed the boat with this. They should have had her as the gal in the looking out the window. They should have had her as Marla, or as what is the secret identity of Phantom Lady?
Oh shoot, you got me on that one. I don't remember offhand. Yeah, I forget. You got me. Yeah, you're right. It should have been Phantom Lady here. It would have been much more interesting, but still, really nice book. I really like this one. This one's also mentioned The Seduction of the Innocent. And so then I got to show some romance books. This is another one that's signed by Matt Baker as well. You can see his signature right there. This is Pictorial Romances. This is another, is this Saint John? Yeah, this is Saint John as well. And then this one, I got to show it before you show it. One sec here. Take it out of the plastic so you guys can see it. Because you have a better copy of this one. But I still have it. This is Diary Secrets, number 16. Did you bring this one to show?
You know, I don't know. That's the very next one I was going to show.
Aha, I beat you to the punch. That's the way you do it. You can show the better version. So this is just a really great cover.
That's a beautiful copy.
Yeah, it's not a
I
bad
think
copy.
that presents beautifully, Alan.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's not super high grade, but it's presentable. That's the thing. That's from 1953, and then I brought my 7 Cs to show. So I like this one because the girl is kind of the prominent figure on it. I know some of the other 7 Cs are a bit more desirable, but I still like this one. Oh, okay, yeah. So Sandra Knight. Yes.
Sandra Knight. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. I knew that. My brain doesn't always work 100%. But yeah, I like 7 Cs. I was happy I actually was very lucky. I won 2 different issues of 7 Cs in the same auction. So I won that one and this one. This one isn't quite as good, but it's still nice Matt Baker.
Do you know the thing about that one, which was it was such a departure, and it was at 4, 5, and 6. She became a lot bigger, but that's number 3, is it not?
Yeah, number 3. So
it's darker and she's further back, and the inking on it with the waves it's quite dark as opposed to the others, which are far brighter, more brighter colors.
And the weird thing about this one is almost doesn't look like his style as much. I mean, the hair, sure, but her leg position's very strange. She almost looks like a
thinner. She's more straight-legged and thinner than the more curvy and voluptuous, which was like, 4 and 6.
What I find is with Matt Baker, and I'll show it more on this one, he usually does this thing with the leg where it's kind of bent, like that kind of like, and it's just weird to see her with straight legs on a Matt Baker. So that's just something. So those are, I'll make you big again, or go back into showing both of us. So I just wanted to show a few, and then I got still a lot more to show. Don't worry, people. But yeah, so you're gonna show your version. Like, wait, let me make you big. Oh wait, I just make
I look smaller.
That didn't really work, did it?
I kind of went the wrong way on that one.
I clicked the wrong button. One sec here. There you go. So what grade is yours? It's a 5.0. Nice.
It's a 5. You know, the guy
that I got a better copy of it. Yeah.
Well, I think that her face is so lovely. The attitude, and this is something that Matt Baker could do. He could express facially and impart an enormous amount of information and story just by facial expression and body language. And so you kind of wonder, well, this is after the fact rather than before the fact, because they're much more relaxed now. Everything's better, and he's more comfortable, has his head on her lap and what have you. And pretty soon she'll open up the picnic basket and they'll have a little fried chicken and some wine, and that'll be fine. I like the fact that he has socks and loafers on, which is totally 50. This is 53.
Yeah, the penny
February of 53. And the cover is reprinted, a reprinted splash page from Wartime Romances number 12. So they reused the art. They reused the art for that, but I just think that is just a lovely, lovely cover.
So yeah, this would have been an inside panel of that other comic. It's not like it was never a cover before, but this was I think it was an inside panel, right?
And of course, the biggest one that ever had that done was Superman number 1.
Yep. Yeah.
Because that was an inside panel of what issue, Alan?
Oh, geez, I should know. I did a video on it. Wasn't it? Well, it's Action something, Action 7 or something like that, or I have no idea. I forget what number.
I don't have a Superman number 1. I had a chance to buy one for $600. the back cover was detached. The cover was split and detached, and the guy wanted $600 for it.
He would be sleeping.
He would be sleeping. Anyway, but I
So
passed on it.
which one is it?
Which issue is it?
Yeah,
Well, if I tell you, then you'll know.
I know. I just
I don't
forget.
know. I
You
don't
don't
know.
know? Oh, so you don't know. Then you
Well,
give
if
me a
you
hard
did the
time.
show on it,
I did a show. I don't
you
remember
did the
everything.
show on it. I thought I could get an answer here.
Yeah, well, I forget. I forgot.
Okay. All right.
I just forgot. I know somewhere in my brain I know, but I just don't know at this moment.
I would assume that Alex, the comic quarter, will provide us with, give us an out again. Padawan, get on that.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Somebody look
Now
it up.
this is not technically Matt Baker, but it sure as hell looks like Matt Baker.
Oh yeah, you showed me that one, and I was like, ah, sorry, it's not Matt Baker.
Well,
But
I
it
know it's
really
not.
looks like him.
It's Jose Moreno or something. JM.
Yeah.
And does it
Oh,
say?
he
Does
says
it,
pretty sure Action 7. That's what I said. I guessed at Action 7.
thanks,
So,
Bradford. I
so I was
appreciate
actually
that.
right in my bumbling to the answer.
But if you look at her face and her hair, not to the same extent, but just the composition of it, I've seen several Baker covers that do.
Oh, so now we're having a debate. Now it's Action 17. Nobody knows. We'll look it up. Somebody look it up. This is
But
a
I just
Google.
think that
This is where we Google.
this book is it has the color strike on this cover is like about an inch thick. It's just so rich.
Yeah, it's very, very strong. It's
Very,
like a
very strong colors on this cover. But I just thought she had a lovely redhead with the green and the orange and the red and the yellow.
yeah, good color choices. That her dress or her top matches the tree as well, and there's a good color balance there. So, yeah.
I'll show one more, and then I'll send it back to you, Alan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't bring that one. I was thinking about bringing that one. So yeah.
This was one of the very first Matt Bakers that I got, and when I was looking for it, the slabs that I could find were all in the threes and the like 3, 3, 5, and twos. And
That's me.
the
That's mine.
well, I think a lot of them, they were very well read. I mean, people read them; they were supposed to, and they passed them around. It's got a jazzy cover, but the Saint, this particular Baker cover, the Gal in Blue, I just think that it's, again, this is another instance where he drew Simon Templar, but the effort is definitely on the gal.
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, her dress is really elaborate, and her facial expression and her hand posture.
It's
Everything.
she's sort of a strawberry blonde, and everything is sort of opening up and revealing in her cleavage and all of that. It's just, I just think it's just a wonderful. It's amazing where he would pop up, because this is an Avon book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where he would be at Saint John, but here he is on Avon. So he was an independent. Obviously, he was an independent
Hi,
contractor.
Lyle.
And this was from Avon, and this is from 1948.
So he doesn't think it looks like a Baker, but I actually know it is a Baker. It is definitely a Baker.
And the inside artwork is a Baker cover. I mean, it is Matt Baker. Honestly, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
The other one is inside is A.C. Hollingsworth, who is also really good.
Yeah. If you're a leg man, sure.
Well, if you're a leg man or parts north.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alan. Take over, and then I've still have some more.
Okay. So I actually didn't bring. I thought I had more Baker. I grabbed a bunch of books, but they're not Matt Baker's. So I'm going to go off Matt Baker for a bit here. I'm ruining my own topic. But I make the rules, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
so
your channel, your show.
Yeah, so I'm going to show some cool books anyways. These are my other ones that I brought. If you watched my channel maybe a year or two ago, Oh, we gotta. It's me
Play
watching
me.
you play.
Play me.
Your pinball machine is desperate to make an entrance. Um, yeah, so if you watch my videos from about a year or so ago, I really was into collecting Miss Mask. Okay, and one of the things that I was trying to do was get all of her Golden Age cover appearances. So yeah,
This won't go.
yeah. Well, you got this weird thing on your head now.
5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. If you've never seen that movie, it is bad acid. It really is. It's just
Okay, I'll have
so
to.
oh, Dr.
Okay,
Seuss.
so now we know. Now it's Action 10. So everyone, from now on, you have to know Superman. The cover is a panel from. It's actually the splash page, I believe, from Action 10. So yeah,
Thanks, Alex, very
thank you,
much.
Alex. Thanks, Alex. I bought Wings Comics 62, and you can tell if it's a Baker comic. Some say yes, some say no. I would say no. Wings 62.
I don't think he. I don't
I
recall
don't think
the.
he
I'm
did
not going to
any
say he
covers for.
didn't, but I don't remember him in Wings.
No, I don't
Lee
remember him doing
Elias and
any
Bob
covers for Wings.
Lubers.
It's
We
usually Lubbers. Yeah, Lubers or
Lubers,
Lubbers.
Bob Lubers, and some Lee Elias as well.
Yeah, yeah. I just
Dan
picked up a Leo
Zonarovich.
Live one.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know that.
Tiger
I don't.
House.
I know that Matt Baker didn't do any covers for Wings. I don't like. I can pretty much say that he didn't. Okay, but I'm going to show some Alex Schomburg. Okay, so we're
He's
gonna
so overrated.
we're gonna switch it out. Actually, Matt Baker is my number 2 favorite artist, so I'm going to go into my number 1 favorite artist, which is Alex Schomburg. So
Mine
yeah,
too.
yeah. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going to make me big, and I'm just going to show like my a little bit of my collection. I actually have more of this collection, but these are all my Miss Mask collection. And this is like America's Best Comics. This is an Alex Schomburg cover. Now, Miss Mask, this is like her kind of outfit here. The way it worked was she was never in bondage on the cover. This is the only cover where she's in bondage. She's on about 10 different covers, I believe, altogether. And I just thought this was a great one. Okay, so that's Miss Mask from America's Best Comics number 24. And we got another Miss Mask. This is America's Best Comics 29. I really liked her costume. I thought it was, kind of fun, sexy costume. And then we got number 23. These are not in order, obviously. I gotta sort my stuff out. I thought this one was great because you got Fighting Yank and the Black Terror kind of like giving her trophies and looking very charmed by her. This is another Alex Schomburg. I think he actually signed it Schomburg, which is interesting. So this is America's Best Comics 23. And then one more, and then I'll go back to both of us again, is America's Best Comics number 25. And I really like this one. I always thought this was a cool one. Again, you got
nice legs.
Yeah, lots of legs being shown. Very good, good girl art cover. And again, you got the Fighting Yank and the Black Terror, but they're being shown as a reflection.
Alan, where are those 2 fingers going?
I don't know. It's very odd. What is he doing? What is he doing?
I'm not entirely sure what's supposed to be happening there.
Yeah, actually, I'm not really sure about that either.
Isn't that like that joke? Is it a Peking duck or is it a Rhode Island red? I can't remember the joke. Never mind. I wouldn't even tell it here anyway.
Yeah, this is but it's still a great cover. I kind of like
great leg cover.
Great leg cover. Lots of fun. So that's some random books that I just mixed in with my Matt Bakers. But yeah, I'm gonna make us both on again, and then I'll get into answering some questions here. Okay, wait. I gotta get back to okay. Okay. Can't stop watching, or I'm
I've got
going
to
to
stop
find an.
watching, or I'm going to find another favorite artist to collect. And
I got to stop
these are
watching.
more expensive than my Stevens and Nakayama covers. LOL.
Yeah, yeah, they would be. um, uh, but I actually like Dave Stevens and David Nakayama as well. They're really great. So those would be what I would say would be the modern age equivalent to these golden age artists. You know, those. You know,
I would add also uh, Darwin Cook. I
Darwin
think that
Cook.
Darwin Cook's work is wonderful. And if you like Bruce Timm, and I
Hmm.
like Bruce Timm and both of those guys, they're very similar. Bruce Timm's a little bit sexier,
Yeah,
but Darwin Cook, his line work and everything is just wonderful, wonderful stuff.
yeah, I really like Darwin Cook. Short-lived artist, but
Mhm. Just
definitely a
like
great
Dave,
one.
just like Dave Stevens.
Yeah, yeah.
Dave, see,
Sweetheart.
I went to a convention. Dave would not draw anything. He says, "Don't even ask." So
Oh wow.
he would sign books for you. In other words, he says, "Well, can't you put a Rocketeer on the I don't ask me to draw anything." He didn't want to put out anything that wasn't perfect, and that was part of his mania, was that it had to be perfect, and he would
He
sweat the
didn't want to put
details.
some doodle out there and
He
then.
wouldn't he wouldn't do it. So anyway, I was and for some reason there was a it wasn't a very well attended convention, and I spent the entire afternoon talking with him.
Mhm,
And really, what an awfully nice guy. And he was
mhm.
telling me, he says, never marry an actress, never marry a beautiful woman. And I said, why would I not want to do that? He says, because all they want to know is if they look fat or if they look okay. And then they're always concerned about their appearance. And
Mhm.
of course, he married a gal named Brink Stevens, Brink, the Scream Queen.
Yeah, she's
And
very famous.
and she's remarkably beautiful woman.
Mhm.
Says never marry a beautiful woman, man. I'm telling you, it's murder. And but he had a one. The only piece he had was a laser copy that he had brought to show of a video box cover for Something Weird Video. It's some sort of an alien gal with a
Oh,
ray
okay.
gun. I could actually run out over and get it and show it to you. And he signed it to me and what have you, which was very nice. But he says, would you like this? And I said, oh, I'd love it. And this was back in the time when laser copies was the best that you
Well,
could
yeah,
have.
that was the most
I'll go get
advanced
it.
technology.
Hold down
Get
the
it.
fort.
Go
I'll
get
go
it.
get it.
Okay. Yeah, Darwin Cook had a great style too. I'm a big Dave Stevens fan and Darwin Cook fan. I've been collecting a bit more Darwin Cook lately because I pretty much exhausted all the Dave Stevens covers you can get. But my wife's beautiful and 20 years younger, 22 years younger. Wow. that's that's very nice. Yeah, it's always good to have a younger a younger wife. My wife is 2.5 years younger than me, so but yeah, but she looks very young, so that's it works out for me. Um, but yeah, I have to tell you guys something while we're waiting for Steven. Um, Tomorrow I'm going to be on Mon Comics channel, so go over and check out Mon Comics. Tomorrow night I will be on his show around the same time as when I did this show, so around 9 o'clock at night I'll be on his show. So oh, Steven's gotten something. Let's see what he's returned with. I'll make you big. Okay, you ready?
So this was the piece that Dave had.
Oh wow, it's quite big actually. I was
Yeah,
expecting
it's
like
a big one.
that's very
Cheers,
sexy too.
cheers, Steve, Dave Stevens.
That's really nice. And is that one of the characters from Star Blazers or
No,
something,
no,
or
it's no. This is for some, and this is for some something weird
something
video or
weird video?
something
Okay.
that's going on, and it's on this really nice paper. But it's it was the only thing that he brought with him, and a lot of people were oogling and ogling it and what have you. And I thought sure he would just take it home with him. And he says, "Would you
Hmm.
care for it? Do you want it?" I said, "Gosh, I'd love to have it." He says, "Let me sign it for you."
Wow.
That was a fun
And
afternoon.
and so like this is just like one of like like, did he print many of these, or
No,
was
no,
it
he
just?
had one. All he had was he had exactly one piece that he was showing. He was just there to sign books for people to go out and buy his books, and then he would sign them and talk with people and what have you. That's all it was. There was
Wow.
no. He didn't want to perform. He was not. He was not doing anything like that. He didn't have a table full of stuff to buy. He had nothing. He had it was a bare table with I think he had a little notebook and some pens, and then there was this sitting there.
Wow, that's really strange.
But that's just the way he rolled, you know. I mean, that's just. But it's a treasure to me because it
Oh, that's
reminds
great.
me of a when I really got to know the guy, and it was I was so sad that you know when he passed. I have a couple other things I pulled out that were right with it.
Okay, wait, I'm just gonna put people's messages about that. Okay. So okay, so you pulled out some more stuff. I'll make you big
Well, there
again.
was some stuff that was with it. Uh, uh, Jim Smith, James Dean Smith, did Boris the Bear. And Boris the Bear was the big book for Dark Horse Comics, was one of the very first big books. Dark Horse Presents had concrete on the back cover, and it had Black Cross on the front cover.
Yeah.
But Boris the Bear was the one that really made money for them to begin with. And I got to know Jim really well. And as a matter of fact, if you look at his books towards the end, where he split from Dark Horse and he had Nicotat Comics, I have assistant credits in the comic. I would go over to his place and we'd hang out while he was drawing and putting it together.
Oh
And
wow.
he held on to his original artwork very stringently. He didn't like to give any, you know, sell any of it at all. And I talked him into a couple of pieces. Here is Bat Bear,
That's cute. So would
and
this be published art, or is
yeah,
this?
this is published. This is in the this is in the this might actually even be the cover to this particular, but this is original art from Jim.
Wow, that's really nice. It's very.
Boris would always take on the, you know, whatever he had to whatever he had to be or whoever he had to be, Bat Bear, Metamorph Bear, you know, whatever it
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah.
And when in the 1970s, when I got out of college, I went into a comic store, and they had a display case, and inside that was a picture. And at the time I didn't realize who it was, but it was Richard Corbin. And I liked Richard Corbin, his art, and this is a really interesting spaceship, and the engine work is just.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Is that charcoal, or what is it done in?
I don't know. I think it's just a print.
Play me.
Play me. I can turn that off if you want me to.
Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah, we'll turn it off. That's really cool. I really like that.
And I believe that Richard Corbin is the guy in the cockpit.
Oh, that's cool.
And it has all these different controls. And I always looked at this, I said, it's the Planet Cheerios.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like that. I mean, it looks like, yeah, it looks like Cheerios. It looks like a big bowl of Cheerios. So yeah, yeah, I mean, it's very cool print. I agree. Sleepy Reader. Yeah, so actually, I'm gonna wrap it up. We've been going on for about an hour now.
Do you want me to flip just a few bakers real
if you
quick?
want to flip through some really quick?
I've got a few bakers. I'll show them.
Show some quick bakers. Okay, so we got Teenage Romances. That's a great one. That's the Hen House kind of cover.
This is the one. Quick, mademoiselle, get away the back door. Here comes Ramon's fiance. She's the gal in the red dress coming in.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh yeah, that's the. I wish my copy was a bit better. Mine's really rough. Like I have a 1.0 of that copy of that book.
That guy is a brute.
Yeah, that's a very famous cover. That's a nice one too.
A fabulous tush.
Basically. I mean, it kind of look. It has that very, wartime kind of romantic kind of cover.
It's Alan. It's anytime.
Yeah, good one. And what's this one? Another teenage romances. Oh, this is the two guys fighting over the girl.
No, it's the MP telling him that this gal is no good. And it says, I was an army camp pickup. It says, come along, soldier. Didn't your buddies tell you you'd get into trouble if you went out with her?
That's cool.
I got one more, but it's not a Matt Baker, but it's Atomic.
Oh yes, World War III, and that's the first issue, right?
Yeah, number 1.
That's beautiful. So that's been the hot book of recent times. I think Oppenheimer really made those books popular.
Well, Atomic War was always interesting, but he really put it on the map for sure.
Yeah. So I mean that is definitely a Grail book. I've been doing my hot lists, and I keep on seeing that one. Just keeps up. It keeps on showing up and setting a new record each time it shows up. So definitely a great book.
Unfortunately, I didn't set a record with it, but it was certainly not cheap, I can assure you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But
that's
it
a great
wasn't
book.
fair. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrific. It wasn't like
Yeah, you didn't get too
a
borderline on
bloodletting.
it. Yeah, yeah. Give your kidney and you get the book.
You have to. Come on, you have to.
So yeah, so great stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for cheering me up about having a bad day. So I appreciate
Happy
you hanging
to.
out with me. And one last question before we head out. Do either of you I'm terrible at reading, by the way.
Did you ever see Secrets of True Love #1? One shot, last Saint John book with a great Baker cover. I have not seen that one yet. There's a lot of that Saint John stuff I've never seen, never even heard of it. And then all of a sudden it pops up and you go, oh my God, that is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff that's still under the radar. That's what's really cool about this hobby. Like it's, I always kind of can like relate it to like a bit of a treasure hunt. That the golden age is there's still a lot of
A
unclaimed
lot.
treasure out there.
I think that the PCH stuff was coming out, like I couldn't believe the number. I mean, it's a never-ending stream of PCH coming out. I'd never seen, just unbelievable. But you don't see the Good Girl stuff, and the PCH guys don't really care that much for Good Girl. And frankly, I think they should be buying PCH and leave all the Good Girl stuff until I get what I need, and then they can have
then you
at it.
can make the
Then
switch
they can
over.
have it. They can have it.
Yeah.
But for
Right
give me
now,
another 6 months.
right now, I think the attention is on PCH.
It has been.
Yeah, so for me, what I like is the mixture. I like the PCH with the Good Girl.
Well,
I'm not as interested in just straight horror or, I always like a bit of like the girl in the red dress in distress kind of situation.
Alan, just one real thing real quick before you end. The thing
Yeah.
about Good Girl from 47 to 48, 46,
Mhm.
47, 48, going
Mhm.
into 49, it just sort of died.
Yeah.
Good Girl per se. But what happened was it didn't die. It
Mhm.
didn't die. And what
It
happened
went
was
into different
it
genres.
fanned out into crime. It went into science fiction. It went into PCH. Went into westerns. Some of
Mhm.
those cowgirls and cowpuncher covers.
Yeah, I
Oh
got
my
some right
gosh!
behind me that are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just, and then oddball stuff, slave girl and stuff like that. Even Alley Oop. Yeah,
Right, girl.
I have the blue cover. I don't have the red one, but
Yeah.
even Alley Oop, like, it'd be, it was good to be Oop because there's these beautiful women on the cover with him. So, and especially Captain Easy. Captain Easy has, was a adventure strip, but beautiful women, right?
Yep.
So
That's true.
they didn't go away. They went everywhere.
Yeah.
Shot like a dandelion.
Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, I'm that's what we both have in common in terms of what we collect. We both love the Good Girl art stuff. So yeah, so thanks again for hanging out with me, and we'll wrap it up. Bye
Take care.
everyone. Thanks everyone for watching,
Bye,
And
everyone.
remember, I'm live streaming with Mon Comics tomorrow night. So that will be fun. Okay, bye, everyone.
Take care.